Now, this is an interesting one. The Football Association has announced that it will stop illuminating Wembley Stadium's iconic arch in support of humanitarian and social causes.
Well, this comes after the FA's chief executive, Mark Bullingham, admitted he recognised the hurt to the Jewish community caused by the decision to leave the arch unlit during the England men's friendly against Australia in the week after the Hamas terror attack on Israel.
So instead of lighting it up, they've decided that now is the time to never light the arch again with anything to do with whether it's LGBT, Ukraine, obviously any kind of humanitarian political event.
Absolutely. Let's get more on this now with Aidan Magee, the sports broadcaster and journalist, of course. Aidan, how often was the Wembley Arch lit up until the latest Israel crisis?
Good afternoon to you both. The first time I remember it was probably November 2015 when the Bataclan attacks happened in Paris. England, it was different then because England were actually playing France in a friendly just a few days' time. So it seemed quite, a bit of a spirit of timing more than anything. And so that's the first time I saw it lit up. We've seen it happen much more regularly in recent times. So we've seen it in, for example, last year at the World Cup, almost exactly a year ago, when the England players, you can see the pictures there for the benefit of our radio listeners. We can see it lit up in the rainbow colours, because the pride colours, because the England players were banned from wearing their rainbow armbands at the World Cup because it contravened local laws rather. More recently, we've seen it lit up for Ukraine last year, of course, 18 months or so ago, in the red and blue of the Ukrainian flag. So it's been used more. It's kind of expedient, really, because this, Tom, is about keeping sponsors happy. We have 32 commercial partnerships listed on the FA website. Among them are some very politically divisive companies like Disney, like Budweiser, even Barclays, more closer to home. So this is about keeping sponsors happy. In addition to that, I said to friends at the FA 7-8 years ago, close friends, I said, meddling in politics or inviting politics into this sport is going to lead you down a ruinous path. And I think that I've been proved correct over that period of time.
Well, what's frustrating is I reckon quite a few of our viewers and listeners on GB News would agree that the Wembley Arch should not be lit up for social causes and political events and things. But the decision now, it's interesting, isn't it? You say it's because of sponsors.
Without doubt, it's about money. Football is about money. That's, an agent said to me 5 years ago in relation to one of his clients, the game, Aidan, is about making money. So let's not be surprised about that. But for somebody who loves the game of football, and let's be clear just how big football is, you're talking about just one division in one sport having a rights portfolio worth £9 billion globally. Now, that's important because political causes, political activists, they want the numbers, they want the engagement, they want the access to large groups of people, large territories, large organisations, just people sitting in their homes like you and me watching matches. They're not actually interested in promoting the game. They're not actually interested in enhancing the game. They're not actually interested in increasing participation. That's what troubles a lot of football people. Don't get me wrong, the FA will still have sponsorship commitments, which privately they'll have to observe. So instead of lighting up the arch, which seems particularly contentious, we'll see more observances of minute silences. We'll see probably more items worn as part of the livery of the shirts, for example, things like armbands. Now, and then also, don't get me wrong, they'll still trouble players and say to them, listen, could you read out this pre-prepared statement? It'll really help us. But in the case of Jordan Henderson, that doesn't really matter much when someone plants a multi-million pound contract in front of his face.
Well, it's a lesson to watch the virtue signalling, isn't it? Aidan Magee, thank you very much indeed, sports journalist and broadcaster, friend of the channel.
Although I have to say, I reckon this won't last long. I don't think this will last long. I think as soon as there is a terror attack, perhaps in a Western country, it'll light up again. I think this is an Israel-specific thing and it shows some moral cowardice.
Yes, I think you might be right on that one, but let us know what you think at home.